Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is assemble. So you are going to assemble your material, and you want right side up, and then the t-shirt material, and then the filter. And you're going to do that for 2 panels. Right side up, and then your t-shirt material, and then your filter. Now, what I do is I pin these together, just 2 pins at the top. Try to match up your corners as best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you do that for both panels. Do it like that. Okay. Next thing you do is to sew across the top where you had it pinned for both panels. You're going to sew across the top. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is iron. Now, use a fairly cool setting on your iron, because this filter material will bond to the other fabrics, or it may scorch. So I learned that the hard way. So you're going to sew so you have a nice seam. I'm sorry. You're going to, I forgot a step here. So there's your sewed piece that we did last. Now you're going to turn the top piece over, so the right side is facing out, and the inside is going to be the cotton material from the t-shirt, and on the inside layer now is your fabric, and this is what you're going to iron so that you have a nice seam here. And you do that for both panels. So now you have your 2 panels. Outside of the fabric is facing out, and on the inside you have your t-shirt material. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is take your nose piece, and on one of the panels you're going to lift up in between the t-shirt and the fabric. You're going to put this nose piece as tight up to the seam as you can, and if you want to, you can pin here and here, but we're going to sew around this so that the nose piece can't move. And you just do this for 1 panel. So here I have the sewn nose piece in, and I think I actually used a pipe cleaner on this one. So it's sewn in. And the next thing I'm going to do is put them together, right sides facing for the material. All right. And I'm going to add the elastic. Now, I already have done this side. So this side, I'm going, on the other side, I put about this much elastic in, and I sew it across the top, back and forth, make it very stable and secure. You know, I backstitch 2 or 3 times, and now you've got that sewn in. And the last step, almost the last step, is to pin together the 2 pieces. I pin here, 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 here. Try to match up the corners as best you can. It won't be perfect, but that's okay, because you're going to trim it. I make all of my seams, I should have said this earlier, I make all of my seams about 1/2 inch, between 3/8 and 1/2 inch. So you have some leeway here to not match everything up perfectly. So when you're through, you have the elastic on and everything's inside out still, but you have sewn this, and the last thing I do is to trim this seam allowance here to about 1/4 of an inch, so it's not so much material in the mask. And now you turn it over inside out, and there you have it. So you have this part that has the nose grip, and that's the top, and the bottom panel fits under your chin, and this fits across the top of your head. And I will put a link to the pattern in the directions below the video. So good luck. Like I said, if you cut out your materials and maybe for 10 masks and have them all ready to go, it just really does go fast. Maybe it takes 15 minutes per mask.